Russian cosmonaut who spent 14 months in space left scientists shocked after health was assessed. Scientists were left studying the health impacts on one Russian cosmonaut who to this day still holds the record for the longest time spent in space for one continuous trip off of planet Earth. NASA astronauts Sunita Suni Williams and Barry Butch Wilmore are currently preparing to come back to our world more than 9 months after leaving solid ground for the International Space Station in the summer of last year. After technical issues on their Boeing Starliner spacecraft, they have had to wait until March 2025 for the SpaceX Crew 10 mission to finally reach the ISS and bring them back later this week. But the 9 months spent journeying through space is nothing compared to the man who holds the record for the longest single trip in space. Who was Valeri Polyakov? Born in the city of Tula in Soviet Russia, Polyakov is one of Russia's most glorified cosmonauts, having taken to the void of space as part of the Soviet space program and later the Russian Federal Space Agency. Specializing in space medicine during his university years, the doctor by trade first went to space back in 1988, where he stayed on board the Mir space station for 240 days, just short of 8 months. But it was his second journey in 1994 into space that put him in the record books, with Polyakov returning to the Mir space station. This time, he stayed on board the spacecraft for a whopping 437 days. Roughly, he spent a total of 14 months and 17 days in space, uninterrupted, a record to this day. It had meant to be 16 months in total, but was cut short due to scheduling issues and a NASA visit to Mir. During his time in space, Polyakov went around the Earth more than 7,000 times. What happened to Polyakov's health after so long in space? Naturally, there are questions about how the health of NASA astronauts Williams and Wilmore will be impacted by spending more than 9 months in space with zero gravity. Well, the same questions were asked of Polyakov back in 1995 when he returned to Earth, and after crash landing back on the planet, he became somewhat of a guinea pig for those studying the impact weightlessness in space would have on a human's body, as well as their mental state. During his trip, he conducted 25 life science investigations with a particular focus on a human's muscular system in space, lung and immune system performance, diet, blood, and central nervous system performance, and the role of the inner ear in keeping a person's balance. He also stayed fit during his time in space, exercising for 2 hours a day every day. Did the cosmonaut's health suffer due to being in space? Studies showed that Polyakov experienced no measurable decline in his cognitive ability.